Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Navigating New Narratives with Cheyenne and Raynell. Today we are alone in our conversation because we want to talk about negativity in recovery and what that looks like for people who are newly sober, people who have a lot of years of sobriety. I think it affects each and every one of us, regardless of how far along we've come and how far along we've healed. And there's many aspects of the negativity that it's not just kind of like a one thing trigger. It triggers a lot of different things. And we're just going to kind of explain. I know it's hard for anybody to take negativity or criticism or attacks, regardless of if you've been in recovery or if you've been in a stigmatized population. But we just want to talk about what it's like to take that on while you're already taking on a lot of societal stigma at the same time. So I'm going to let Raynell start off the conversation, and we're just going to chit chat back and forth and see if anybody can relate to what we're saying.
So hi everybody, welcome. I'm happy to have you. So I think like Cheyenne was saying basically is I think anybody, no matter what, experiences negativity in some type of way or negative comments. And I think like where we're coming from in regards to this is just some of the things that we've experienced, that Cheyenne has experienced, that I've experienced through and with Cheyenne. And I just want to like kind of say there's a difference between like constructive and actionable statements that are meant to help somebody's perspective or um kind of get them thinking out of the box, and we're all for that. Like we are always looking to grow and expand, but there's also a big difference of making comments just to be mean that
Right.
actually don't have any constructive criticism or any actionable items where we can like learn and grow from. So when those types of things happen, at least in my experience, like it's hard. Um, and it's triggering, to be
Oh,
honest. Like when people are going out of their way to be mean, or say things that really aren't meant to help, that's stuck in the old narrative.
it,
And we're not about that, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect us.
right. And like, it's funny when you say like constructive criticism because it's a lot of it, like there's constructive criticism mixed in there, but then there's always like the little jab at the end or like the little insult that has to, just be put in there. So then it like it's hard to take it as constructive criticism when it's like an attack not on the work that you're doing or say like the approach that you're taking or anything like that. It's
Hmm.
always I've always felt it to be an attack on me as a person or you as a person or addicts as people. Like
Right.
yeah, like you are just replacing your drug addiction for validation. I'm sorry to say this, but Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is all validation. That is what those social media has been made for, is
Right.
is people to post accomplishments, engagements, things that they're proud of when they graduate, um, anything of that sort. So um, I think that I think that because we are speaking about a topic that people are so easily negative towards, it's like, well, who are you to be talking good about it? And who are you to be um, boasting about how great your life is after addiction, um, because you're not supposed to be where you are after where you've been. That's kind of like where I'm taking it. Like,
Well,
because if anybody else was posting, I'm getting my master's. Oh my gosh, look at what this beautiful message that somebody had sent me. Nobody would care. Like their friends and their family would care, and like, other people would be like, "Oh, cool, congratulations." But where would the negativity come from when it's positive posts? That's what I don't understand. So I feel like it's the topics. It's our topics that are so
I
stigmatized. Right. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, like I 100% agree with you that a lot of it comes from the fact that we're speaking out on topics that make people a little bit uncomfortable,
For
and
sure.
like we're like our like what we are, we're navigating new narratives, right? We are bringing light to things that a lot of people don't get to see in several different aspects in people that have negative opinions and thoughts about it. It makes people uncomfortable. It's really hard to change your thought pattern and like what your beliefs are. That kind of thing takes time, and we're not asking anyone to completely change their beliefs, but we're asking people to have an open mind, because Cheyenne and I both are examples of individuals who have overcome extreme obstacles,
Yep.
gone through tremendous amount of like hardships, traumas, um, just and we're not the only ones. There are so
Right.
many of us out there who are in recovery, just living their best lives. And I just want to like shout out to all of you. Like, that's amazing. It's hard. It's hard to get there.
Right.
But people don't want to hear about that. Unless you're in the recovery community, other people don't really want to hear about it, or they act like because it's easier for society to look at the person who's still struggling
Yep.
and categorize them as the fact that no help is going to help them, no matter like nothing is going to change the direction of their life. But that is false.
Yes.
That is wrong. That is
Completely.
stigma.
Yep.
And that there's just no facts.
Right.
There's no evidence of that, because we have um a beautiful community of people who prove that wrong.
Exactly.
Now, it's not easy to get into a long-standing sobriety and recovery base, but there's reasons for that. There
Right.
are societal reasons why that's a barrier for a lot of individuals. So in Thunder Bay specifically, I would say there's a lot of people, especially when it comes to like the houselessness crisis that's happening here. Um, you have people who are complaining about that, like complaining about encampments everywhere. But
Yeah.
then those exact same people who are complaining that they're everywhere, the ones who are opposing the new the temporary shelter,
Yeah.
right? So it's like
Where do you want these people to
you
go?
can't have your cake.
Yeah.
You can't have your cake and eat it too in that regards. There needs to be some give and take, and there needs to be some humanity in those conversations, because these are people,
Right.
right? And there's barriers. Like I work with these folks every day, and the amount of barriers that are placed in front of so many of these individuals, and I mean like people that actively are showing up for their appointments, people
Yeah.
who are doing the paperwork, people who are doing all the things, so many barriers, and it takes time. The wait lists are incredible. Like there's just so many underlying circumstances that people don't see. And I'm happy for you. Like, thank goodness you're not in that person's shoes, because I can
Right.
guarantee you with the negativity in the comments that are made about that, like
Right.
you I'm just saying this from like my personal opinion, like you wouldn't make it. You couldn't
No.
handle it. These
No.
people are so strong, so resilient. Like it's actually incredible if people, like I made a post the other day about changing my mindset. Like when I get home, I'm tired, I'm like, "Oh my God, I have to cook, I have to make dinner now." And I'm just like bummed out about it, but I have to change my mindset. Like I get to do those things now. I
Right.
dreamed about those things.
Yeah.
So we just have to change our mindset when we look at individuals who are struggling and just think like actually how amazing that individual is to
Yeah.
actually still be standing and going through what they're going through. That's living on the streets is traumatic 100%. Nobody wants to be there.
Right.
It also becomes no, it also becomes their normal. So transition stages happen when people get housed, right? That's what kind of needs to happen. We've talked about this in another interview that you guys will see a little bit later, but
Yeah.
it takes time.
Yeah.
Um, so we're going back to like difficult and unnecessary comments. Like I see a lot of that for that particular population. And like for me, like, and this might get pushed back, but do you know what? I admire those folks.
Yeah.
Like to me, they're inspirational because what they go through every second of every day, is a miracle.
100%.
It's difficult.
Oh, dude,
And
I agree with you
man,
100%. Yeah. No, they're warriors in all ways, shapes, and forms. And like going back to negative comments, I I see like okay, so like people saying, like, well, what go like I guess I can only speak for my like that's another thing. People saying, "Oh, you talk about yourself." Well, I can only speak about myself. Like who else am I going to speak to? I've spoken beautiful things about people that I've seen and people that I know and beautiful things that they've done and lifting people up, but people saying, well, what is talking about yourself doing? Like what are you actually doing to help? How is what you're doing actually helping anybody? And until you've been homeless, like you said, living in a tent or on the streets, I was homeless for 4 years, living on the streets with
yeah,
nothing, addicted. When you see somebody that you know that were down in those depths with you, and you see them on a constant basis advocating for you, showing up for you, showing you that, look, I was there and look at where I am now. That's how recovery that's how the recovery world repairs itself is through examples and through mentorship, through like when we say recover out loud because we're losing so many people in silence,
same.
that's exactly what we mean. We need to be loud because there's so much negative coming their way on a daily basis. And we're not talking about just even online. We're talking about in institutions, places that are meant to be helping them. Like you had said, like, well, this isn't another podcast, so I'm not going to talk about it, but even other, even other places that, have people that have no clue about that life working with vulnerable individuals, and you can feel the judgment just kind of radiating off of them. So they're already going
Mhm.
through it everywhere, every way, shape, and form. So I guess it's easy to attack the me's and the you's coming out on such a huge platform and saying like, hey, listen, look at this, look at this, look at this, look what I can do, look what I can do. And it's not look at what I can do, I'm better than you. It's look at what I can do because look at where I've been and look at where I've been through. And it's not for the self-validation. Like you can attest to that. Like it's,
Yeah.
yeah, like we're doing this to not saying we're not proud of ourselves. We're clearly very proud of ourselves for this, like the stuff that we do. But I'm telling you, if you think we go to bed at night with these like smiley giggles on our face, being like, oh, ha, 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 we're the freaking greatest, that is the completely wrong um, narrative that you have in your head about this. This is stressful, anxiety
Yeah.
driven. It is causing a ton of anxiety and has caused a ton of anxiety in my life, and you're just getting started, and you have expressed to me like some things where you've messaged me and it's like there's anxiety coming your way too in different areas, but we're pushing through because we know that it's worth it more than it's not worth it. And that's why I made the video today, you made the video today, where we're not going anywhere. We know that what we're doing is making an impact. So
Right.
yeah. And, and it's just to have a partner by my side now has been a God blessed miracle. Because my anxiety has gone so much down because I have such a great support to lean on. And somebody who I can like as much as the comments and the private messages, they're amazing. Like Raynell's like my ride or die, like my number one. So it's like that's the one that like when I message and I have the anxiety, it's like it really calms it, Like it's like, okay, I'm good. I'm grounded. I got this. So um
Yeah.
yeah, just like letting people know that like and also that trauma rewires your brain. So like when negativity comes in, it brings you right back to that trauma and the bullying and the meanness and there's been times when I've reacted in ways that I was completely ashamed about reacting that way and should not have reacted that way and then publicly apologized. Like I am who I am and completely authentic and yeah, I would love for somebody to just explain to me and Raynell where the hate is stemming from in like in what regard? Like there's gotta be something we're missing. I really do think so
Well,
because okay, go ahead.
yeah. A hundred percent, right? Like what to me, what's frustrating in those types of situations where the hate is coming in is like I said earlier, there's no actionable direction that we can take from that. So it's kind of like this is just you're just saying this just because you are looking for validation, buddy. Like it and it's frustrating
Yeah,
because it's like you just want to be heard, but you want to be heard for the wrong reasons, for spreading hate. And to me, like I'm sorry for that. Like in the video I released earlier, it's like Cheyenne, try to live in light, love, and spreading positivity. So like when those kinds of comments come in, it's hard.
yeah,
It's hard because ultimately, like we both, I think Cheyenne can say, I don't know for sure, but like for myself, it's like I'll second guess myself sometimes in that
totally.
regard. It's like, is this the right thing? Like, are we doing this the right way? But do you know what? We're
Totally.
learning too. We saw a need for this, a need that was expressed, and we went with it.
Right.
And we're learning. We're
Yep.
learning. We're just two individuals who are on a journey and have a goal to reduce stigma, celebrate recovery,
Yep.
and just be like positivity,
Yeah.
right? So when I go to a place where I'm second guessing myself because of what other people have said, that's a dark place because that
It
brings me
is.
right back, like
Yep.
right back. And the difference for me now is like I can recognize it immediately that the energy in my body shifts.
Yep.
And I'm just like, okay, wait a second. And instead of like re where my the way my brain is wired, instead of like rerunning it over and over in my head and like um wiring my brain to be the exact way that it was before in regards to how I react to certain things, I can catch myself and I'll call Cheyenne or I'll talk to Cheyenne or like I have a really great support system as well, right? So I
Yeah.
think community is so important. I think
Yeah.
having somebody to reach out to when you're struggling in those moments, and it doesn't even have to be negative comments. It could just be like you've had a negative, shitty kind of day
Yeah.
and or something like you can walk by a place and something can trigger you. You can see somebody and it will trigger you.
Yep.
Like there, in the beginning stages of recovery, like it's important to kind of keep track of those things. What are the things that are triggering you? So that way you know and you can mentally prepare yourself if you know you're going to be going by that place that triggers you to be ready for that and have somebody ready to call it in those situations. So it's kind of like preparing yourself and being mindful of learning who you are
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
but what affects you from before.
Right.
Like
Right.
Cheyenne mentioned it in a few videos, few episodes back that like it I don't remember where I was going with this. Sorry, I'm just thinking about so many different things. But
You're right.
so Cheyenne had mentioned previously, like it does it takes time and yeah, things happen kind of like out of nowhere in regards to when you're going to think about something, but it's ultimately how you react to it.
Right.
You have to learn, be able to like learn those things. Yeah.
And that's the thing is like yesterday it was just there was no negative comments coming in for so long, and then it just, it happens again and again and again and again. And I know a lot of other people get it. It's not just me. It's like anybody that's trying to do something bigger than themselves. They get it. It's just that um I just want people to be aware that, you know, the funny thing is, okay, this is the funny thing, is that myself and Raynell are like the most empathetic, kindness, I'll do anything for you that you need people. So if the people doing this are going through something and have something in their life that is making them feel less than or miserable or whatever the case may be, they could be doing the opposite. And I'm not talking about becoming like a fan of mine or like a supporter. They could actually just be reaching out to me privately and like letting me know what's going on. And I would be so receptive to helping in any way that I could. I've done it for so many people. So really it's just what I guess what the message is that I'm trying to get across here is just um hurt people, but
Yeah.
we're trying to be here to heal the hurt people. So it's like use us in a better way, like don't hurt the people that are here to help, like we're here to help. That's what we're here for. And even if it's not about addiction, if it's
Yeah.
not about homelessness, if it's not about anything else, we're here in all aspects. Um, yeah, so I mean, that's the only thing I know. There's a couple of things like when you said second guessing yourself, then I think to myself, like, am I this person that these people are like saying about me? Like, um, really mean things, and then it just makes me think those things about myself. Like I'll never take a step back. It's too much of a passion of mine. Like so that's what I said today. Like I'm not going anywhere. I really could never stop doing what I'm doing, and I know you couldn't either. Like we have such big plans for the future. I don't know. I think by the time this episode airs, I think the bomb would be dropped. I don't know if you want to talk about it. I don't know. That's totally up to you.
Why are you saying it's up to me?
Because you're the decision maker.
Oh my gosh.
You're the rational mind. I'm the like let's just do this, and you're the one that like takes time to calmly reflect on things.
So
So,
you drop it on me on a podcast. Let's make the decision immediately.
hey, let's make this an interesting one. Why not?
Okay, so I guess like I'll say ultimately realistically we have other episodes lined up for the next few weeks. So
We
we're
do.
I think yeah, let's talk about it during this one. Go
Okay.
ahead. Let's
All
talk
right.
about it.
Okay, well, I'll let you do it. I've been
No,
talking.
you go ahead.
Me go ahead? Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay, so with all of that, second guessing ourselves, the reason why we can't let that happen and cannot let ourselves second guess ourselves is because I am currently in the works and getting it done this week. We are opening up a Navigating New Narratives charitable organization and going to be opening up. It's a big announcement, but I think it's already going to be announced by the time
It's
this comes out.
huge.
It's huge. Um,
Yeah.
we're going to be opening up treatment centers and we're going to be hoping to open them up in many places across Ontario. Um, treatment center,
I would say
second,
like
go ahead.
second stage. Yeah.
Second
Treatment
stage.
centers, second stages, the things that we have seen. Like as you guys probably know by now, like I went to treatment and second stage in BC, and what I saw there is like something we don't have happening here. Like
Right.
we don't.
Yeah.
And so like this is something that Cheyenne and I have been talking about before this was even before navigating new narratives was even an idea
Yep.
for either of us at all. This is something that we had talked about originally, which kind of like what brought our conversations starting together in this area.
Right.
Um, and we're moving forward on it because we see
We
there's
are.
a need for it in so many different aspects. And yes, it's super
It's
exciting,
it's so
and
exciting. It,
it's a huge undertaking, but and it's going to take time. This isn't something
right.
that happens overnight, obviously. So we're so excited for you guys to hear about it, and
Yeah.
hope you're just as excited as we are. But
D
this is something that's going to take a while.
I
But
I know that for the first 2, 3 years, it's going to be just, fundraising because grant writing, things like that, to buy buildings or like to get the government behind us. I'm a very persistent person. I think people have noticed that about me. And when I want to put something into action, it usually I can get it done. So, um, Raynell has a bunch of grants that she knows about that she's going to be applying for. Um, yeah, we're going to get this done, and we should, by the time this episode airs, have our charitable number and our charitable being able to give out charitable receipts for tax purposes. Um, we have a board that we have put together that is amazing. And yeah, we are really passionate about this. And it's um, it's something that we will probably get more negativity for. Um, and mostly towards my character. People saying, I've heard people comment on me being the accountant for the underground gym and how if I don't like how not listening to my dad, how I've robbed the underground gym when I was on the streets, which I did say in another episode. I did attempt to cash a check, but it did not work, and thank God it did not. But this was a different person at a different time in my life. This was over 10 years ago, and I'm ready for all of the backlash, and it's okay. And it's okay for you to think what you want about me because there's a quote that I was told where, what somebody else thinks about you is none of your business. And that is
yeah.
true, you know? Um, and I know that and I know who I am, and I know a lot of people do know who I am. And I've had a lot of people say, you should not be a counselor. You are not fit to be a counselor. And what I know from my professional life is that I'm a great counselor. And I have had so much good feedback. Okay, I'm recording right now. My son is doing a dance and in the corner over there. Um, but he went back inside. So like, I mean, bring it on. Like, bring I don't know what more to say.
I
It's
think what's so frustrating though about people who are going to make negative comments about our announcement that we just made is like we are trying to do something positive. We are
right.
trying to make change. We are trying to change the narrative. My question to people who have something negative to say is, what are you doing about any of the things you're complaining about?
I
So
I
just think
thought
about that for a second.
I thought the exact same thing when I was responding to these people today. I thought, first of all, who the hell are you? Because you're an anonymous person once again. And what the hell do you do for work? Like, what are you doing to help anybody or anything? You know what I mean? It's always the people that aren't doing nothing that have the most to say, that have the most opinions about everything. And it's like they don't understand getting up every day and working your butt off for something that you are like so passionate about, how much that takes out of you. And not a lot of people can do it. Like not a lot of people have that in them. So I guess it's easy to target the ones that do. Um, but yeah, like bring it on. Like I'm good for it. Like I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. Even the people that were messaging all of my professional organizations and schools, telling them lies about me, it hurt. Like I'm not gonna lie, like it hurts. Like it really does. But the people like Dr. Seuss says, and Dr. Seuss says it perfectly. The people that matter don't mind, and the people that mind do not matter. And that is exactly the truth. So that is like my motto at this point is that I know the people that believe in me and I know the people that know me and know who I am at heart. And I actually don't even know how the people that are speaking about me think that they know me at all anyways, because I have absolutely no clue who they are either. Um, but yeah, not to put a damper on the great news, but um yeah, it's going to be great. It's gonna be um I have a lot of ideas. I'm not gonna say them because I don't even think I've ran them by Raynell yet. That's my ADHD brain. But I have a lot of unconventional ideas for these rehab centers. Things that have not been done before. um, Things based on my research that I'm doing in my master's and things that I've just noticed in the people that I've spoken to, a lot of the mothers of addicted children, um, and just my own experiences. Just the narrative of you're not ready until you're ready. I want to challenge that in a way, but we'll see. We'll see if that works. I have ideas.
So this could be like we'll challenge each other just a little bit here.
Yeah, okay, let's do
Um
it.
yeah, I don't necessarily agree with your statement.
I and I
But that's
know.
also, do you know why? Do you know why though?
Mm,
Because that's not the normal conversation,
no,
right? So my brain is wired to think that that doesn't make sense to me.
right.
Because like they say, oh, you have to hit rock bottom or you have to be ready. Like you're ready when you're ready.
Yep,
Um, and yeah, I don't think anybody is ever really ready,
right.
but they need to be in the contemplative state and ready to take action
I
in
agree.
order for that to move forward. Because then I also, okay, this is kind of like off topic, but it's kind of it falls in the realm of what we're talking about.
Okay.
So there was like stuff that was is happening in the United States where people are, if they're, it's basically like illegal to be homeless right now. You're like arrested or you're forced to go into treatment, it's true.
I was
Well, do you
nuts.
know what? I've watched it on the news. I don't live down there, so I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but
Right,
this is
right.
what I've heard.
Yes,
So
yes. But
I'm
that's
just kind of running
insane.
with it.
Yeah.
It's so insane. So I think where I come from is like forced treatment doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't work in the long run. But that could also be for the simple fact that the treatment stays and second stage aren't long enough to
That
help build different pathways. So it could work if people had enough time to adjust, but ultimately it doesn't work because they're fighting the process at the beginning because they didn't want that.
so
So I
so
kind
but
of just jumped all over the place in regards to
no,
what
no, no, you
my objection with your
no,
statement,
you
but
did no, you did a great objective because I actually agree with your objective. I'm not talking about forced treatment, which is going to confuse a lot of people because that doesn't make any sense. To say that
yeah,
when you're
it
to say
doesn't.
yeah, to say that when you're not that I don't think that you need to be um ready in order to get treatment, but I'm opposed to forced treatment. What I mean is there needs to be a I don't I don't want to say it just in case it actually works and then everybody steals my idea.
Oh.
Just kidding. I think that there needs to be a place where people can come as they are, addicted, dirty on the streets, and live. So, like a shelter house, live like, because I know people here that have lived in shelter for almost like a year and or more in the same shelter bed, but they go out, they do their thing, whatever. But what's going on in that shelter? Nothing. They leave, they have to leave at a
Right.
certain time. They come back, they have their meals, then they come back and then they go to sleep. What about a treatment shelter house? Gradually planting the seed and having recovered people there. Gradually, hey, you feel like going to an any meeting tonight? Hey, you feel like coming to talk to me for a second? Hey,
Right.
check this out. Check out my podcast. Check out this person that got sober. Hey, you ever think about getting work? There's a position at, this place
It's like
for
low barrier, but providing opportunities. So they,
exactly.
uh, yeah,
So
what a
slow,
beautiful thing. Yeah, slow integration into like
slow,
transit, basically kind of like transitional, but in a completely different aspect of
right. And they
being
have a place,
active.
yep.
Yeah.
And they have a place to live
Yeah.
and they have food on the table, but you slowly plant the seed and you take them from for where they're at. And I've always thought that this was because there's so many mothers that are like, where do I put my kid? There's nowhere. They don't have anywhere to go. And and where I work, so many people in shelter, but they're not going anywhere. Nothing. And then it's like, do you want to go to
Yeah.
treatment? Do you want to go to treatment? Do you want to go to detox? And then they're in detox for a week and then they're out of detox for a week. They go to treatment for 30 days, they get out and they're right back on the streets. I'm talking about a
Because there's also no aftercare in
no
regards to
aftercare,
that
no
either.
aftercare.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
I'm talking about like a treatment shelter house, but they don't, but it's not forced. But I feel like
Right.
everybody doesn't want to be there. Like nobody wants to be sitting on the curb of the streets feeling like they want to die because they have no drugs, money, or a place to go. I don't care if you have been fed up or not. You're at a point, you're at that point on a daily basis in drug addiction, in active addiction, if not daily, because sometimes you're doing really well, but weekly at least, there's a point where you
Yeah.
everything comes and hits you real hard. And if we can get them at that point, and just like because there's people that are so desperate and there's people that are just dying and they're dying at such high rates. So that's kind of where my when I say I don't agree with not don't agree with. I definitely agree with it because I know when I was ready, I was ready. But I feel like maybe there's another approach we can attempt or try to
There
take.
needs to be something different,
Yeah.
right? There needs to be, because what we're doing right now, and um like what society is doing
Yeah.
in the large grand scheme of things isn't working.
No.
And we all know that, and I think that's why some where we get some of the hate from in regards to what's in place right now. And I'll agree to the extent that you're right, is it what society is doing right now isn't working in
Yeah.
regard, and like Cheyenne and I have talked about this before. So yeah, we're in agreement on that. If that was where the base of your hate is coming from, is like, oh, these things aren't working. Yeah, we know. So what are we doing about it?
Right, exactly. So we're trying to and what we're doing with our online stuff is we're trying to reach people that are watching our stuff that are not commenting, not reacting, but they're in a low place. They're sitting at home feeling I've had so many people message me that they watch my stuff when they feel sad and alone to feel uplifted and to feel okay about themselves and about their
Hope.
situation. Yeah, to give them hope. And how the hell am I supposed to stop when I know that that's what this is doing for people? You know, I've had people that watched our episodes. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, I've had people that watched our episodes who knew us and our guests from the streets, knew them couldn't even recognize them. They were like, wait, holy shit, that's that person? Like, what? Like, and just blow their minds. I've had people that are in active addiction, probably high out of their minds, at a trap house, messaging me going, we see you and we're so freaking proud of you. So, what is that doing? That's putting the planting seed in their head because how else am I supposed to get to them? How else is Raynell supposed to get
Right.
to them? We're not going into a trap house and trying to talk to these people. This, this, this,
Yeah.
this is our voice. This is what we're doing. And it's just really hard to hear, you know, um, it's hard to hear when somebody questions your character and somebody questions your intention and somebody questions your motives. They're only doing this for money. They call themselves, they call their stuff their merchandise. This is, they're just trying to blow up their feeds and their YouTubes and their this. Yeah, we are. We are trying to blow up our feeds and our YouTubes and our stuff because we're trying to reach not just the little Thunder Bay. We're trying to reach Canada. We want to make big change. Like me and Raynell don't ever think small. And that's what we thought. That's the first thing we said to
Yeah.
each other when we first started talking is, holy crap, you don't think small just like me. Like I think that's what Raynell said to me. Like,
Yeah.
I love that you think so big just like I do. Like we're looking at the bigger parts of what we want and or what we want to achieve. We're looking at the bigger picture. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right about that. Like go ahead and say it, but don't insult me in the process. You know how many people like,
You can have your opinions. You can have your opinions.
right.
That's fine. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, okay, so what are you doing? And
Yeah,
instead of looking at things from a hateful lens or negativity, is
right.
like, do you know what, man? You might not agree. You might not think that our intentions are um
Pure.
on the, yeah, our intentions are pure, but that, do you know what? We've come from really difficult situations. And I
Yeah.
said this just earlier. We've been there. We know.
Yep.
And we don't want to just sit back and watch more people suffer if we can do anything and everything to make difference in one person's life. And you know what? We've
Yep.
accomplished that so far. We've
Oh,
we've done that. so like so many times over, it's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
So do you know what? Yeah, we're gonna continue to grow. Not everyone has to support it. Not everyone has to agree with it. But at the end of the day, we're doing this because we're trying to be the people we needed when we were stuck, when we were alone, when we were hurting, when we were scared, when we had nobody.
Oh
We are
God.
trying to be the people we needed.
100%. And we had nobody. Back when we were in active addiction, the only thing online was Pino Damasi's Real Concerned Citizens, the Inside
Oh
Edition
man,
Courthouse, and nothing but like, fuck these people. Look at these disgusting, degrading pieces of shit. They deserve to die. There was a
just
YouTube channel.
horrible
There was a
things.
YouTube
Yeah.
channel that used to follow around one of our friends and
Oh
harass
man.
her. Do you remember that? And they would
Yes,
follow
I
her.
do.
Yeah, and they would follow
Do you know
her
what? She
around.
used to come to my house and like cry
Cry her.
about how
Yep,
this person would not leave her alone, catching her at her, watching her and waiting for her to be at her worst moment
yep,
to get these video clips. And she felt scared.
yep,
She felt in danger,
yep.
and she was devastated. So
Right.
this girl would sit and I would just like hold her and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
feel so bad because she would show me some of the clips from like a previous week and I just couldn't believe that someone would take the time to do that.
Like,
Like
why and
yeah,
that
why?
and that is
Yeah,
what really drove me. That was my initial driving force because they posted me they posted me on that courthouse page. I don't know if you ever got posted. Did you get posted? Do you know if you? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I I think like for like a Wanted Wednesday thing I
Oh,
did.
I got Wanted Wednesday
Oh.
too, but I'm talking about like on the actual page, like making fun of me and saying all this stuff, and oh, she's only 32. Holy crap, she looks like she's 60, and blah blah. Like, yeah, of course I do. It's my mugshot. Like, what? I'm living on the streets, homeless. But
Yeah,
so that was actually my driving force because when I first got sober, that post haunted me. Like it was haunting my sobriety because I was like, this is what people think about me. So where am I going to go from
right.
here? I can't go to school. People are going to look at this and say, I don't want this girl working for me. People are going to look at this post and say, I don't want, like, they're just all judging me. Everybody's judging
Yeah,
me. Well, you know what? Fuck you. Nobody's judging nobody because nobody should be judged for their past. Nobody should be ridiculed online in their worst moments. Nobody should be
yeah,
videoed at their worst moment. This is what I am passionate about because I don't get mad very often. This is the shit that gets me mad. Nobody, and I mean nobody, deserves to be um treated like a piece of shit regardless of what they are doing. Her going
or like
into
a zoo animal.
like a
Like you know what I
zoo
mean? Like
animal. Yep, exactly.
yeah,
Oh, look at them. Look at what they're look at this is Thunder Bay for you. Look at them smoking crack on the sidewalk. Look at them doing this and doing that and getting into fights and doing this and yes, it's a really easy world to judge. It's a really easy world to make fun of. Trust me. It's the easiest. So what pleasure are you getting out of attacking the easiest people that it is to attack? It's like attacking a toddler. It's like attacking a animal. People that are defenseless that cannot defend themselves. That's who you're
right.
attacking. You're attacking people that are broken. And when I say broken, I don't just mean like one piece of them has been shattered. I'm talking about they are hanging on by this much of a thread because they want to die. They want to die and they live each day of their life in danger, sadness,
Yeah.
and all they're trying to do is escape. And they're trying to kill themselves without actually killing themselves. They're ridiculed
Yeah.
and treated like the plague. They're literally treated like the plague. Don't touch me. Don't come near me. Ugh, you're gross. Like, Are you kidding me? How is that person supposed to have any self-worth or any sort of um uh confidence in themselves?
Motivation,
Yeah,
motivation
motivation.
to do well. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not going to happen.
they
It's
have
just not going to happen.
no one cheering them on. No one. And that's what
Right.
I am. I want to cheer them on. That's why I go on that drama site and I post my stuff because I'm cheering you on. I'm posting about myself, but I'm cheering you on. I'm not going to post about somebody else because I don't know if they would want to be posted on that drama page, you know, about their lives. That's I am not talking about anybody else's life unless I get permission to speak about their life. But I'm going to talk about my life, my darkest moments when I felt like killing myself, when I felt like I was on the streets just wanting to die. And you can read that and then you can see me now and you can get something out of it. And you're not going to be ridiculed under my watch. And I will. And Raynell's neither. Like she feels the exact same way about these people as I do and that kind of stuff. Like that stuff needs to
Mm-hmm.
stop.
Oh,
It
100%.
needs to stop. That's what really is driving me. Like, oh, it just enrages me.
Oh, yeah.
It really does.
and,
It enrages me.
and rightfully so. And
Yeah.
rightfully so. Like it is horrible. It's unnecessary. It's like it like sorry to like I don't want to offend people when I say this, but it's evil.
It is
Like
totally
it
evil.
is like like just something that to me just doesn't absolutely make any sense. Not at all. Not
Not
even
at
for
all.
1 second that
No.
people go out of their way to target individuals who are vulnerable, who are, like Cheyenne said, holding on by a thread, when
Yep.
ultimately we could be just showing people this small, it doesn't even have to be a lot, just all these small acts of kindness or just like smiling, waving, a little bit of respect go to a huge long way. If somebody does that every day,
Yep.
like all like it's not hard to smile at somebody.
No,
It's
it's
not
not.
hard to just be a kind person, but it makes a difference to somebody who has absolutely nothing. The problem we have also here is the fact that there's just not enough like so people are also going to get upset about this because I'm
Go
going to say there's
ahead.
not enough resources.
Yeah,
And
there isn't.
people are going to say there's so much money that goes to these folks. There's this, that, or taxpayer dollars, blah, blah, blah. But okay.
But
And that's where I
okay.
go back and I'm going to say, so, but I understand what you're saying and I get it. But then why aren't we advocating for changes in the system that are actually going to we that need to change because
Think,
clearly things aren't working the way that it's intended.
yep.
So things need to change in the regards to how we address this,
Right.
right?
Right.
And
N-
it's so
the-
frustrating because we know that you have to heal the root problem. We have to address the root, and the root comes 9 times out of 10 from trauma,
right.
whatever that looks like for the individual, trauma.
Right.
Now, a lot of people say, "Well, it's a choice. It's a choice." And I'll say this, like I'll say the first time may be a choice.
Yeah, I
The
mean the
first
first
time might be a choice.
yep.
But after that, if you have a trauma response to something and you get any kind of relief and that ends up basic the drug can typically be
Or a
like
mental illness or a mental illness.
or mental illness, yeah, the
Yep.
chemical imbalance in the brain,
Yep.
it gives you relief for the moment that it has, at least in my experience. Like I'll talk about my experience instead of doing like a generalization here. But for
Yeah.
me, it was like, oh my God, I can breathe right now.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about all the shit that's going on at home right now.
Yep.
I'm not thinking about the abuse that I endured a few hours ago.
Yep.
I am just like, I can
Relax.
breathe.
Yep. I,
And
and
then in those moments, who, when all you experience is pain, who wouldn't go back to that relief when you have no other options.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
then it's not a choice
Yep.
anymore. So
Yep.
we have to know that. And we have
Exactly.
to be able to address the root problem.
And then, eh,
Where are the programs for that?
right. And then after that, it gets even worse. Then you start to really get addicted. And then you start to lose everything. Then you have people, then it goes into what I was just talking about, the ridicule, the living on the streets, the feeling like a good for nothing piece of shit that nobody wants around. And then at
Yeah.
that point, you think to yourself, well, guess my life's over. That's it. Done.
It's the stages of increment that
Yep.
progressively pile on top of each other, pile on top of each other, trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma. And it is like recovery's hard.
Oh, yeah.
People like to think they should just go into recovery, they should just get sober, they should just change their life around. Oh, they relapse, they're back out there. Nobody talks about how hard
But
sobriety and the recovery
but we're
path at
tr
the beginning.
we're trying to make the recovery and sobriety easier by what we're doing here. This is what
Yeah,
makes it easier to stay sober is this community, not feeling alone, getting rid of the shame. I know
yeah,
a lot of the reason I relapsed before was because of the shame, because I
yeah,
just thought, yeah, so like, it was never actually about the drug. I wasn't craving the drug. I was craving the escape again because
yeah,
everything was still the same. So we're all trying to collectively heal, and that's what we're trying to do here. Like
right.
that is what it is. And yeah, it's not a choice. And I think I went toe to toe with somebody for like 3 days about how addiction is not a choice on the Thunder Bay trauma page. And then I compared it to cancer. And then that caused
Yeah,
a big thing. But does anybody choose to have cancer? No. Does anybody choose to eat nothing but meat in their diet or drink pop or smoke cigarettes or do all of these other things that they know are known causes of cancer? Yeah, they do. So, how is that like, not that it's the exact same, it's not, but I'm just trying to say it's not a choice, just like cancer is not a choice. Not saying that they are exactly identical, but yes, the original time that you put
yeah.
the drug in your body is a choice. Not
But the
everybody
way
that
your body reacts to it is not.
is not your choice. And just like your way your body reacts to whatever it is, predisposition to cancer, predisposition to addiction. It's been
Right.
you it's proven. So like it's just the it's just the symptoms of addiction the drug is the symptom of addiction. Like addiction is a symptom of the trauma. It's a symptom, right? Like the addiction.
Yeah.
It's what's helping you. But then there's symptoms of that addiction that make it the easiest disease to ridicule and not have any compassion for. It really does. Like people are mean, people
Yeah.
treat be like, you know what I mean? It is not easy. But
And
to
Cheyenne has said this before. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead. I actually
I was just gonna.
my computer, like an idiot, is gonna die. It has 8%.
Oh,
I'm gonna just message and get a cord. But go ahead. You do that while I message.
yeah. I was basically just going to. Well, I'll just say like no one is immune to addiction, and no one in their childhood grows up and says that's my dream and that's what I want to be when I grow up. Nobody. Like,
Right.
and I can almost guarantee that like 1,000,000% that nobody says that.
No,
Nobody
oh,
wants that. Nobody nobody wants that.
no.
So
And even while they're in it, they don't want it. Like,
100%. No one's
exact.
immune to it either. So you people can sit over there and judge, but like my question is like why are you doing that? Like is there something going on? Like we all know somebody who's with it, if it's family, friends, extended family, um whatever. We know someone in our life or someone who knows someone who is extremely affected by someone who is using substances or suffering from alcoholism.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's there's not Cheyenne said this before. We haven't met like one individual who hasn't in one way, shape, or form been affected by addiction.
Yep.
So why are we ridiculing these individuals and ultimately not trying
Not
to help
not trying to help.
in one way or another?
Yeah.
Not
And
even
really
being supportive.
no, and I think that the thing is too is that what people don't understand is compassion is the key. Compassion
Right.
and empathy and support is the key. And people are doing the exact opposite. And that's not
And
working.
expecting things to change.
Right, right,
Doesn't make
exactly.
sense.
It doesn't. It makes no sense. None at all.
That's insanity.
It
It's
is.
insanity. It's doing the
It
same thing over and expecting different results. Like,
oh,
let's,
totally, totally. You're completely right. And my wonderful
yeah,
husband is bringing me a cord right now, so he can keep this going. Um, yeah, no, like it's like like I said, it's like making fun of a toddler. Like it's like making fun of who are these people hurting as well? What I remember from being in the drug world is we were always afraid of the outside world. Like we were in our little trap houses, and if we had to go out, we were like, dee, 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 max, dee, 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 back. Like, or if it was
yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Or if it was like,
yeah.
or if you were a booster, I wasn't a booster. It was like, boop, 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 boop. I'm gonna go boost from winners and then right back to the trap house. Like we weren't out in public, doing things. Like sometimes, yeah, but like we weren't, not really, but
Rarely, eh?
rarely.
Yeah, it's
But like,
weird.
but like, so when you see somebody stealing from Max, like whatever, or you see somebody stealing from a store and you're recording them and calling them, oh, look at that, or you see somebody stealing alcohol to support their addiction. And the first thought that you have in your head is, let me take out my phone, let me record them, and let me make fun of them and post them online.
Yeah,
You really think that that person that's going in there and stealing that alcohol to support their addiction or stealing clothes from a company, from $1 billion company that you could give two fucking shits about, because really you don't, like, it doesn't do nothing to your pocket. You think that that person's having a good day, or that they have a house to go home to, or a loving family that loves them and tucks them in at night, and they're just doing this just because? Like, no, they're not. They're doing this because they're living in that survival underworld of addiction,
yeah.
supporting their habit, trying to continue to escape and die. And no, I'm not saying it's right to steal, and no, I'm not saying it's right to do that kind of stuff, but why don't you look past that and see what it what's the reason behind it? Why are they doing that?
Right.
Not just,
Yeah.
okay, so they're doing this. Why are they doing that? Like, that's so sad. If you think about it, it's so freaking sad. Like, to know
Yeah.
that that's how desperate they are, and that's where their life has brought them. Or somebody with a sign on the side of the road begging for change, that's where their life has been. Why are you
I
making fun of somebody like that? I don't get it. Like, I just don't understand. Like, it's really
it
hard.
makes it it makes me really upset that those kinds of things happen. But ultimately, like, and I will go back to this, like the lack of compassion, the lack of empathy is a real problem just within general society. Like regular individuals just walking by, like the lack of compassion and empathy just there is a problem.
Yeah.
The ultimate big problem that I have is lack of housing,
Yep.
lack of treatment,
Yep.
lack of detox beds. But even when people go to detox, there's no treatment to go to. So
Right.
just keep this in mind too before you're judging these individuals is I work at a place with vulnerable populations, and you won't be surprised how many individuals a day come in and speak with me or my team and say like I would like to go to treatment. Can I go to detox?
Yeah.
How amazing would it be if that could just happen? When somebody is ready, they're ready, they go.
Right.
But that's not the case. That's not the case. I talked about this in my episode. I had to wait 4 months.
Yeah.
When I was ready for treatment, I had to wait 4 months until there was a bed ready. Like, we can't expect change for individuals and to get the resources they need, the counseling, the therapy, the all the tools to address the root of the problem
Yep.
safely in a in an extended amount of time and then learn how to live in society if there aren't resources to do it. So instead of
Exactly.
pulling out your camera like Cheyenne saying and videotaping people at their worst moments, let's advocate for more of what the resources that we need for folks in order for people to have access to what they need when they're ready when they need it. And then we could start seeing these numbers um go down of
Exactly.
individuals and the crime we're seeing.
Yeah.
We can't sit there judging individuals when the resources aren't there. Like
Right.
they're not there and they're not the system itself doesn't make sense. 30 days isn't long enough, and I'll say that every single episode until somebody somewhere hears me. 30 days isn't long enough.
And it's very true. It's not. 30 days is a joke. It's actually a joke.
Like
It's
you can't
like
even form new habits. You can't, it's not even enough time to form new habits in your
it's
brain that you like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know where that number came from.
I don't know where
30
that
days
number
isn't enough.
I don't know where that number came from either because kids get 2 months to break off of school even and that's not even enough. Like what the heck?
Yeah.
They get you know, like we need more than 30 days. Everybody needs more than 30 days. Even regular people. Like my kids need
Yeah.
more than 30 days off of school to rejuvenate
Yeah.
from 10 months of going to school every single day. Never
And
mind.
what we're talking about with treatment, where you're going to address to become to start withdrawing,
Yeah.
to start identifying like your triggers, to start addressing your trauma, to start waking up at a time, making lists, trying to build a routine, rewiring your brain, acknowledging all the trauma and the hurt that you've been through, then try to address it. All of that is expected. And for you to be successful when you leave in 30 days,
And then
like
where you
here
and then
you
where
go,
and where
you're
are you
barely out of
going?
withdrawing.
And where are
Yeah.
you going
Where you
after
go?
that 30 days? Right back to
Oh my
the
God.
same house with the same people with the same environment. Okay, great.
The
I've
system's
addressed
broken.
it's
Like,
broken. It's
doesn't
completely
make
broken.
sense.
It doesn't make sense. It
Doesn't
doesn't.
make sense.
Nope. And
And I
that's
know so many people who say this, but yet nothing changes.
no.
Like it just blows my mind, which is I'm going to go back to the announcement that Cheyenne and I made. That's why we're going the route we're going because we're going to try something new, which is exactly what this is all about, navigating new narratives. So here we
Yep.
are. We're going to test what we think would work. Now nobody's implemented this before. So like this
Right.
is we're just going with it. We're going to try something different because clearly what's in place, the old narrative ain't working. And we
Right.
all know that. And we
Right.
hear that from everybody. I would say 98% of the people who come on here, we have this discussion, all agree.
Oh, 100%.
System's
Everybody
broken.
system's broken. And it's funny, we both work in
Yeah.
housing. Me and Raynell both work in housing and housing homeless individuals. And the amount of times that there is nowhere for them to go, like there's no beds. Like they don't even have a they want to have a place to sleep and they don't. They don't have a place. It's a tent.
Mhm.
That is their only option is a tent. And people don't want people in tents. Well, what do you want them to like? I'm going to be completely frank here. What do you want? Do you want them to die? Like, where do you want them to go? Do you know what I mean? Like, you want them to just poof, disappear? Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't
Well, do
want
you know
them
what
in.
the really sick thing is? Is people, at least in this city, would say yes.
That's disgusting. That's
Like I see it. I see it in
absolutely.
comments all the time, and it's disgusting. That's why I say like you don't agree with the temporary shelter, but you don't want to see these people. So what do you want? Well, then they're better off just not here at all.
That's
Well, that is
disgusting. That
disgusting.
is
And
so
it's sad.
disgust. That is so sad and disgusting
Yeah.
because when that's one of your family members or somebody that you love, could you imagine having somebody say that about them to you? Could you
Yeah.
imagine what that must feel like? And people don't understand how much words hurt. Like
Mhm.
it's words are powerful. They're very
Yeah.
powerful and even more so for people, like I said, that have been through bullying and constant attacks on themselves their whole life, and they've internalized it, and they're trying to unwire their brain to think these things about themselves, and then they're getting it back again. Like people need to realize the damage that they're doing because one day you're going to say something to somebody or you're going to comment something and that person is going to like suicide's a real thing. And
Yeah.
there has been so much online bullying in younger children that have resulted in suicide. And you don't know what anybody is going through at any moment. Even the people that seem strong, like myself and Raynell, we have broken down to each other. Um, we are we're confident and
Human.
passionate. We're, yeah, but we're human. Like,
Yeah.
and we're not as strong as you think we are. We're just very passionate and very confident in what we're doing. Like, we know, and we have a lot of great supports. Like, that's another thing is I want to shout out all of our amazing supporters who have stood by us since day one. And like, if it wasn't for you guys cheering us on, this would make it passion and confidence is like 50% of it. You guys are the other 50. Like I would even go that far. Like you guys are really making this possible for us. Like it's actually making me tear up. You're making this possible for us to feel that confidence. Not the passion. The passion's there regardless. but the confidence like, you're really doing it for us. So don't minimize your role in this. Your role is huge. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess with this episode, what my like it was supposed to be about hate in the recovery community, hate in the addict community. Um, I guess it's just we made the announcement of what we're planning on doing. I've already heard the worst of the comments about me. I'm probably expecting more will come that are different than the ones I've already heard. Letting you know it's going to hurt. I'm going to try my best to keep myself grounded and rewire my brain to know that it's not me. It's not a reflection of me. I know who I am. I know the things that I've done. I know the good person that I am and the heart that I have and my motivation behind things. I'm not ashamed of anything that I do. And I will call myself out on my own bullshit and yeah, and things that are even not super celebrated, like me is saying, of course I'm trying to blow myself up on social media. Not a lot of people would probably admit that, but of course I am. I want to reach myself as far and wide as I can, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. and and I think I'm doing good things, and I'm going to just say good things about myself, because when you say good things about yourself, it comes back into you and back into your brain. So I let Raynell do the same thing now. Say good things about herself. Because I could say a million good things about Raynell, but I want her to say good things about herself.
Yeah, so like I'll be a little bit honest. I sometimes it's hard for me, and I think like Cheyenne often reminds me is like that I have to treat myself the way that I treat others in my life. Um so I would just say like I am still learning how to lift myself up, and I can like yeah, I don't know, like when I say like good, okay. Let me just think about this because it may, as you can see, guys, like here I am getting a little bit uncomfortable, but Cheyenne's right. Like
Yeah,
we ultimately have to be like cheerleaders for ourselves as well.
yeah,
And like I know what I'm doing is making a positive impact. Like I have worked really hard through stigma and through self-doubt at the beginning of my recovery to get to where I am right now.
yeah.
I didn't think for the longest time that I was possible of any of the things I have accomplished now, and I'm proud of myself.
Oh yeah,
Like I am proud of myself, and I think it's important that Cheyenne and I share our wins with our supporters, with our followers, with people that are just passing by, because it shows like anything is possible.
yep,
And we're not going to limit ourselves, like neither Cheyenne or myself. Like, I'm not going to limit myself because other people don't believe in what we're doing.
right.
Like, I am firmly like planted where I am in what we're doing.
Yep,
I know that this is needed.
yep,
And regardless of any negativity that comes our way or comes my way, like I would really like you just to think about your reasoning behind it,
yep,
because at the end of the day, we're coming into this with true intentions, with the best intentions to help other people achieve um what Cheyenne and I have, and so many others. It's possible, but there's got to be a better way. The way
right.
that is there's got to be a better way. That's what that's what life is about, is learning and growing and finding new ways of doing things that are more like effective ultimately, that have the most impact. And what we see right now is not helping. We're going to move forward. We're going to continue to do the good work that we're doing. Um, People can say what they want to say, and ultimately, like, um, I just also want to just say quickly, like, I give Cheyenne some shit sometimes about
All the time,
replying to
all the time,
comments.
all the time.
Yeah,
Not sometimes, all the time.
because I'm like, do you know? And these are the words that I'll say. I'll say like I'll say fuck them. Like ultimately, like,
And
and
I
I
always
mean,
hear it just like that because she texts it, and I hear it's like, "Fuck them, fuck them."
because at the end of the day, we both know what we're doing matters. We
Right.
feel that like in our whole fiber of our beings, right?
Yes.
Like in every fiber of my being, my soul, my heart, like I could not have asked for a better business partner, a better best friend to travel along this journey. Because, like I've said before, we have been through so much previously. Sometimes, like, I wake up in the morning and it's surreal. Like, I see Cheyenne calling me first thing in the morning, and I'm this is our life right now. And how
Yeah.
incredible is that? Like,
Right?
never, ever would
No.
I have thought that I was going to make it out alive.
No.
And here we are trying to give back, not forgetting where we came from.
Yep.
Like somebody told me, or I seen this meme once where it's like, we made it out of the fire, but we go back in with buckets of water to help bring other people out,
Exactly.
right? That's what we're doing, right?
Right.
We don't forget where we came from, but um we're gonna help in any way we can, and that's what we're doing. We're moving forward. We
Ex
dream big because why not?
Why
Why
not?
not?
Right. You reach for the stars.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do something, do it to the fullest extent. And I'm gonna say one last thing before we go, because it's getting dark out here. One last thing
Yeah.
before we go is um there's times when me and Raynell don't want to do this. Like when we're freaking tired and we've been working all week. Um, I'm behind on my schoolwork. Raynell's got, you know, to do this and do that, and she's got to deliver sweaters and she's got to go and do all this other stuff for the business. And we like the business isn't just this podcast. It's a lot. And we'll be like, oh, we're recording tonight. We have a guest. Okay, like, give me a minute. I'm just laying down. We'll get up soon. So we we do this because we care and because we
Yeah.
love you guys and because we're passionate. Like
Yeah.
like I said, it's not like we're all, you know, every time gung ho. Like it's like, no, we're gonna get this done because we know we have to do it and we want to do it
We
and we're
keep
doing
showing up.
we keep
Yeah.
show yeah we show up and that's what matters, and we show up for you and we show up for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I really did. I thought it was a good one. I thought we covered a lot of topics, and I think that we both got to see like what we were super passionate about. Like I got
Yeah.
really heated about the one topic and you got really heated about the homeless and the treatment topic. So like we know where we're at. And yeah, thanks guys. Thank you for listening. Um Raynell, you want to say bye or got anything else you want to add?
Oh, I'll just say, yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here with us, and thanks for your continued support. We love you so much, and
Yeah.
see you next week.
Yep, for sure. Bye guys.
Bye.